That was Bears quarterback Justin Fields after his Bears lost in rather embarrassing fashion to the Green Bay Packers in Sunday Night Football. I heard that comment and thought to myself, Fields is wrong here. Not in that his team isn't doing more than the average fan to win a game. They are. It's football, right? He's wrong in that the Bears have had a remarkably bad history for being a team that is such a part of the fabric of the NFL. Like, they've really been a depressing franchise, especially of late. Off the top of your head, Sean Mapes, can you name a good Chicago Bears quarterback not named Jay Cutler, Jim McMahon, or Sid Luckman? Who I'm sure you don't even know who the last person is. I would not have named
Sid Luckman, so good. Thank you for taking him off the Family Feud board. No. Caleb Haney for like a half against the Bears or against the Packers.
Kyle Orton that one time.
Oh, Josh McCown that one year with Brandon Marshall.
You're talking about the entire Lovie Smith era, by the way, with listing all of those quarterback names.
Quarterback whisperer.
Seriously. Like, that's where we're at.
I know Jim Harbaugh was a Bears quarterback.
Captain
based
comeback.
Off of NFL Blitz 99.
He had a couple of good years with the Indianapolis Colts as well. I think that was before his time in Chicago. What's worse, to be a Texans fan or a Bears fan? And look, there are some cool perks to being a Chicago Bears fan. You have won a Super Bowl. You have been to a somewhat recent Super Bowl back in 2006, 2007, where they lost to the Indianapolis Colts. And you can claim a bunch of championships. 1921, 1932, 33, 1940, 1941, 1943, 1946.
Dynasty.
Pretty good.
Also, wait, a lot of those in the 40s I feel like should come with an asterisk.
Yeah. We're the Chicago Bears trying to win World War II, seeing as they won the championship in 1941, 1942, they lost it in 1943. Good question. Are they Americans?
Were their heads in the right spot?
I don't think they were.
It seemed like a lot of able-bodied men playing for the Chicago Bears, not on the front lines.
It sounds very accurate. You would think that a football player on the front lines, give me a Dick Butkus or one of the other many Bears that have played there over the years.
Sid Luckman.
Yeah, Sid Luckman. Come on. Give me one of those guys. Guess how many times the Bears have made the playoffs since 1950?
1950?
Since 1950.
How many times they've made the play?
And I want to know how you feel about this. I think this is a lot tougher than you would expect.
That's like 70 years, right?
It's
72 years. Or 71.
71, 72, something like that.
It's got to be like at least like 25. 20?
20 on the dot.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you're one of the most historic franchises in football. And you have, and you take away essentially 1977 through 1991, where they made the playoffs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. I mean, we're talking almost 75 years of large-scale futility. It's amazing. I thought for sure that there would be some better years in the 50s, in the 60s. So look, Justin Fields is young. He doesn't know about this. I'm not going to get mad at him for being defensive, but Bears fans have had it worse. And sure, there are some perks to being a Bears fan. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like Clay Walker's football time in Houston. I personally find them to be tasteless, barbaric. But that's fine, to each their own. But the Bears do have this fight song. So at the very least, this is one of the things that is in your favor. Right? Yeah. Bear down. Chicago Bears. See, you have this going for you. Never forget the way you thrill the nation, except for in primetime games.
Or in the 40s.
Yes. in the 1940s draft dodging. Bear down, Chicago Bears. We thought the Packers were worse than Hitler. There you go. So you have that going for you. You have the Super Bowl shuffle. Like, there are some cool moments in Bears history. But where you're at right now, who would you rather have at quarterback? And I'm saying this even as someone who doesn't believe in Davis Mills. Would you rather have Justin Fields, who just threw, to this point, 2 weeks into the year, 28 passes thus far? Would you rather have Fields or Davis Mills? I'm kind of torn. I was always a little skeptical of Fields coming out of Ohio State, mainly because he was coming out of Ohio State. I would rather have a guy who can run than a guy who can't, but I don't know if Fields is good at throwing the ball. He also doesn't have any weapons. His situation isn't great. At least he can run. Like, that's what you have up on Texans fans. The quarterback can run. But what else? I mean, honestly, the Texans' defense has been more impressive through the first couple of weeks of the year. Dameon Pierce and Brandon Cooks are more exciting than whoever they have. What, Dave Montgomery? I mean, they're running the damn wishbone out there. So I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. I'm not going to act like I'm enthusiastic about a possible Texans victory. All I'm saying is this is one of the rare franchises that you're playing where it might be more miserable to be a fan of that team than the Texans. And we got to take our victories when we can get them.
Also, we haven't even mentioned NRG versus Soldier Field.
Soldier Field looks like a space shuttle crashed into it.
It looks like the field, like they have the rodeo there just on the field. Like they just, like NRG, at least, you know, they have the rodeo, but then also the field's nice.
Yeah.
And they host Super Bowls.
That's true. Soldier Field, terrible grass. There's an old, cool, archaic building that has had sex with the space shuttle, and it doesn't match at all. It looks weird. They're still trying to figure out what they're doing there. I think it is. If you got a gun to my head, would I rather be a fan of a new team that's clearly the replacement of my wife who left me, the Houston Oilers, as I wear a Houston Oilers shirt today? Or would I rather be a fan of a team that has been pretty damn awful for the last 70 years, that had its best run during a world war? I think the answer, if I'm being honest here, is rooting for the team that at the very least hasn't been disappointing me for that long. You know, making the playoffs, let's add it all up. Because look, this is a playoff team. Making the playoffs 6 times in 20 years or 20 times in 70 years. What would you rather have? Honestly, it's about the same.
Yeah, I was
percentage-wise.
trying to do the math, and it's closer than it like feels. But it is also like 20 times in 70 years is depressing.
This is the one time you guys can talk trash. This is it. This is the week. Talk that trash.